Hey guys, welcome to practice. This week we're up to practice 23, questioning thoughts in my book 100 Mindfulness Meditations. So if you like to follow along at home, the book's available on Amazon. And we're still in the chapter on the mind. And this one, as I said, is questioning thoughts. And there's a quote that I start this chapter in my book by Byron Katie, who's one of my favorite teachers. And she says, "An unquestioned mind is the world of suffering." So basically, behind that idea is the fact that thoughts, particularly negative thoughts, self-critical thoughts, worry-based thoughts, if we don't question them, if we literally take them on board and into our being as true, can cause us all sorts of problems because they can become our reality that we carry around with us, and that can then be internalized and also externalized into our experience. So the aim with this practice really is just to have a look at those thoughts that are troubling us and explore them in a creative way. So questioning thoughts, we start out by having a bit of an exploration of, well, what is the thought that's bothering me today? And sometimes there are layers to this. So you might start out by thinking, I'm trying to lose weight at the moment. It's January. I'm trying to lose weight. It's not going very well. And you might kind of have a look at that and think, well, actually underneath that, I've got a thought that I'm not really good enough. And you might say, yeah, I'm not really good enough. I'm not going to be able to do this. And then for me, if I keep exploring those thoughts and take it into their root, I might find an even sort of deeper thought. It kind of feels to me like I'm sort of falling into a sort of black hole really in the universe when I explore these negative thoughts. But the one at the bottom of the hole for me is often everything is futile. Like there's no hope, everything is futile. And that's a good one to start with because it's really rooted in what's going on. So a little bit of exploration, and sometimes just writing these down, starting with kind of the top level ones, thinking, okay, what lies beneath that? Is there a deeper negative thought or worry or fear that's underneath that as well? Just putting them on paper and using the layers as well, using that on the sheet of paper to kind of mine down and find out what's there. And then you'll find you've got a bunch of different thoughts which may all be related, but which you can then choose, which one do I want to explore creatively today? Now, obviously, if you're in a period of a lot of trauma or worry or concern, then this practice may not be the right practice for you to do right now, particularly working with a healthcare professional. You may want to check in with them and just say, is this the right practice for me to be having a look at the moment? So it's always worth checking in if that's the case. But if this feels like, I'm feeling good, I feel able to explore some worrying thoughts today, then I'm just going to describe how you would then go into it. So in this one, you basically start out repeating the thought that you've chosen. So you might not start with the very bottom, thought. So that for me, it would be that everything is futile, would be like the deepest worry for me. You might start out with a kind of middle thought or even a superficial thought. So it's completely up to you and think, well, what feels right for me to explore today? What you then do is you then drop into your practice. So this is one which I won't be guiding you all the way through it. But you drop into your practice and then you just keep repeating the thought. So if I was going to do my deep one, it would be everything is futile, everything is futile, everything is futile, everything is futile, everything is futile. And I'm just going to have my eyes closed and repeating that thought until it changes. This is the interesting thing. So I'm not going to try and change the thought, but I am going to open myself to say whatever comes into my mind. So if I start saying everything is futile, everything is futile, everything is futile, and suddenly my brain goes, nothing is futile, everything is futile, nothing is futile, I am futile, this is futile, where is futile? Then I'm just going to go with it. And this is the exploration that is quite interesting. All of it is just research, reconnaissance. We're not going to attach to any of the new things that come in. They may be true or truer, less true. We don't know. It's just an exploration. And what often happens in this practice is we go through a whole series of kind of energy moving up and down in waves, with the words coming, sometimes going, coming back, until it feels like it's complete. Okay, so that's a bit that I'm going to suggest you have a go at on your own if it feels like the right thing to do today. So you'll go into maybe just pausing the video, you'll go into your thought, find the one you're going to work on, and then just talk it through to yourself, eyes closed, away from everyone else, nice private space. And then when you finish doing that and it feels like it's come to a stillness and a peacefulness, just press play again, and I'm going to talk you through the next piece. So if you're ready to do that, you're going to press pause, and when you press play again, I'm just going to lead you into the integration. So from this space, we've worked through this thought, we've heard words, we've welcomed creativity and newness. And the invitation now is for any of those words, whether they be wise or silly or abstract, new, old, rehearsed, just allowing them to find their place in you, to reside, to rest, to integrate, and giving a little space and openness for any wisdom that you may have heard or felt behind the words to come forward. And as we breathe some space into all of the nooks and crannies of this practice, we allow the words to morph or dissolve or find their way to where they're going. We come back to the heart, bringing compassion to ourselves for attending with this care to our concerns, to our challenges, acknowledging ourselves for this witnessing, this holding, this self-compassion. Embracing ourselves within the safety and container of our practice. Allowing fear to reduce, to dissolve as we notice our resourcefulness, our creativity, our capacity for transformation and change. And as we take our final breaths in this practice, riding the inhale and the exhale, bringing our awareness to the body and expanding to an awareness of our place in the room, bringing a wiggle to the fingers and toes, and in your own time, opening your eyes. Thank you for joining me in practice. I'll see you next week.